Hyjin believed that some people were born carrying storms in their hearts, but she never imagined hers would arrive in the shape of a quiet boy with soft eyes and a crooked smile. She met Su Min during the final weeks of autumn, when the leaves were too tired to stay and the world smelled faintly of wood smoke. He walked into the cozy cafe where she worked, shaking rain from his hair like he was trying to hide that he'd been crying. He ordered hot chocolate but barely touched it. Instead, he stared out the window as though waiting for someone who would never arrive. It took 3 days before he spoke to her. 3 weeks before he said her name with a softness that made her heart ache. And 3 months before she realized she was falling in love with a stranger who smiled like he carried goodbyes in his pocket. Sumin told her he was a photographer, but she noticed he rarely took photos, only kept a single worn Polaroid in his wallet, a blurred picture of a girl standing beneath cherry blossoms. Whenever Hyjin asked who she was, he only said, "Someone I owe 1,000 apologies to." Despite the invisible weight he carried, their hearts twined effortlessly. Quiet nights walking the old bridge, mornings when he showed up before sunrise just to hear her laugh. Afternoons when he held her hand like it was the only anchor he had. But there were nights when he vanished without warning, returning the next day with red eyes and cold hands, whispering that he was fine. Hyjin stayed anyway, believing that if she loved him gently enough, he would let her in. Finally, on a snowy evening, he brought her to the hill where cherry trees slept beneath frost. He pulled out the old Polaroid and told her the girl in the photo was his fiancée, Yeri, who died in a car accident on the way to meet him for their wedding photos. Ever since, Sumin returned to the hill every year on the same day, hoping the world would give her back. But it never did, until he met Hyjin, who looked like spring even in winter. Heartbroken but understanding, Hyjin hugged him beneath the frozen branches, promising she would walk beside him even if his heart was somewhere else. For a while, that was enough. He smiled more, touched her hair gently, took pictures of her the way he once took them of Yeri. But the shadow never left him. One morning, he disappeared, leaving only his camera and a letter stained with tears. "You deserve someone whose heart doesn't live in the past. I tried to love you the way you love me, but every time I close my eyes, I see her waiting for me beneath the blossoms. I'm going to her. Please, don't look for me." Hyjin searched anyway, days, weeks, but found nothing. Spring returned, carrying blossoms that fluttered like broken promises. She visited the hill alone, placing a single photo she had taken of him, laughing, alive, beside the roots. The wind carried her whisper, "If you had stayed, I would have loved you enough for both of us." Some say on quiet spring nights, a boy with a camera sits beneath those blossoms, holding 2 photographs, one faded, one new, waiting for a girl who no longer believes in miracles. And every year, Hyjin returns, not for him, but for the version of herself she left beneath those fallen petals.